charmingly. Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define how I be dropping these mockeries. Lyrically perform armed robberies. Flee with the lottery.
Okay.
Possibly they spotted me.
Welcome everyone to Lions, Lies, and Billy Goats. This is episode 26. I am Jeff. That's Paul. Is that the right way?
Yeah,
Okay, so that's Paul.
this is V.
Again, episode 26, Friday the 13th, at about 8:04 Eastern Standard Time. And how's your week been, Paul? What you got for me?
It's good.
How's Vegas?
I didn't even realize today was Friday the 13th.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, it's good. Just been just working and the usual stuff. How's your week going, my friend? How's work?
Work's awesome. I work today. Works good shit.
You're enjoying your job?
Hell yeah, it's fun as hell.
Nice. That goes a long way.
Yeah, just hanging out with the kids, talking shit.
Yeah.
Not taking any shit. This one kid, one of my kids today, he was getting all upset. So I just kept annoying him, to get him to do what I wanted to do. I was like, I'm not gonna play with you today, kid. I'm like, what are you doing? What's going on? I'm like, why are you acting like that? I'm like, why you sad? Why'd you throw your glasses? And so he was talking to one of the other like female teachers, and they're all like mothering to him, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden he like wouldn't do what the teacher wanted to do, so he like fell, he plopped on the ground.
Yeah.
And I just grabbed him, picked him up, dragged him, his feet are dangling on the frosted floor, and I put him in his chair.
Jesus. Is that like acceptable nowadays in school?
Yeah. He was just playing. He was just like dead weight. He wasn't like
Yeah. Well, I know you. I know there's nothing weird, like nothing foul going on there. I just, I don't know where the current school system's at. Like you got to be careful what you say to kids nowadays. Like
there's rules for like restraining.
Right.
But I don't do any of that because I'm not like certified, whatever. I'm just
Not like, when we were in school and our science teachers getting punched in the head for breaking up a fight, and you remember that?
Yeah. Well, again, I'm in K through 2, but I did see 2 kids get in trouble today because the one kid punched the other kid in the throat.
Yikes. Right in the esophagus.
Yeah. So I walked by like one of the female one of the female teachers like had him and brought him over to his teacher, and the teacher was a guy. So the little kids respond better to men in that environment because there's so many ladies that they're like scared of. I don't know. They respond better to men. They always say that. Like,
sure.
Like
from a physical characteristic standpoint, sure.
Yeah, I guess.
Were you more scared of your mom or your dad as a kid? And I'm sure that varies, but
true.
Generally speaking, it's probably your father.
But no, everyone's cool there. I like my job.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that you're happy there.
What I was gonna ask you something about Vegas, but now I can't remember. Why don't we start with a video? Bring something up.
Sure.
Let's get crack-a-lackin'.
Maybe you'll think of your question later.
You still watch Breaking Points?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, not like regularly, but yeah, I do watch them.
I was watching it the other day, and like Crystal was banging on the Democrats like she does from time to time, and she was saying all this good stuff. She was saying really good stuff, and at the end, she was still like, "But Trump is worse." Like she had to like throw it in at the end to like save her character. You know what I mean? She's a little too negative. She's a little too lefty for me sometimes.
Yeah, I know, but I kind of like the balance of that.
Yeah, I like her. I like. I was watching the Saga interview. He was on Lex Freeman for like 2 hours, so I was watching some of that. That dude's read a lot of books. He's like Dave Smith. He reads a lot of books.
Yeah, both of those dudes are smart. Like Friedman too. I don't know if that's who we're talking about.
Yeah, Lex.
Yeah, they're both smart dudes.
I like the girl. I watch her show, the blonde. She has her own show called Undercurrents.
I like what's her face too that got removed, Brianna Joy or whatever her name is.
Do you watch her show at all?
No, I disagree with her on some things. To be fair, but I do agree with her.
She was Bernie's campaign manager, so she's in that camp.
Yeah, no, I do agree with her on a lot of things.
Yeah, I really stopped watching The Hill since she left.
Same.
The chicks that have come in, just like Robbie's, just kind of like whatever. You know what I mean? He's like, I can't even believe you're saying that shit.
Yeah, same. I actually kind of fell off that show once she left.
All right. Anyway, This is for you, so you should watch it.
All right, let's check it out.
Planet right now. You think you're in America? Zoom out. You're on a space rock floating in nothingness, infinite nothingness, and the infinite nothingness is expanding. That means endlessness is getting bigger. That makes no fucking sense. I'm made of molecules, you're made of molecules, the air between us, it's all made of molecules. That makes no fucking sense. These molecules know they're molecules. These molecules are like, oh, I'm Pete. That doesn't make any sense. This stool is made of molecules, the same molecules in my hand. In fact, some of the molecules in this stool went into me while I've been talking, and some that were me have gone into this stool. And you know, when I knock these molecules into these molecules, when we ask science why don't they go through each other, you know what the answer is? We don't know. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Life makes no sense.
Oh,
that's good. He's got some good points.
There's another one. I thought it was that one, but he's like, when he's talking about the world expanding, and he's like nothingness. He's like, you know what makes no sense? Nothing, because there's nothing.
Nothing is just nothing.
What else do I got for you?
Let's move along.
Oh, this is funny. Watch it.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
hands on
shit! God damn!
Wow.
That nigga sleep.
That's it.
Hit that strike. Roll it.
Oh, wait.
Roll the strike. That nigga sleep is over. Oh!
Oh, wow. Well, I hope he's okay.
I think he's getting up right there.
Yeah, it looks like he's moving there. Damn, don't mess with his girl.
Yeah. Dope fiend lean.
This one I did see. It's this kind of, I don't know. I have like mixed feelings about these, right? Because like on one point, on like, you know, on one side, like, you know, it's spreading awareness about the drug scenario that's going down in the inner cities. But on the other hand, like if you're this dude, is this what you want to be known for? You know, I feel like it's
known for it. How do you think he's known for it? He's a fucking junkie.
Well, if he's gone viral on
yeah, I'm sure he's gonna suddenly stop because he's doing this shit.
No, it's not that. I just feel like it's wrong to film these people when they don't even realize that they're being filmed only for, you know.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
You know. Anyway, like I said, I have mixed feelings about it.
Boy, he back at it again, man. Mr. Lean with it, rock with it, man. I mean, what in the hell? What in the heaven? What in the world, man? I ain't never in my life seen nothing like this, man, until a few days ago, man. I caught him again, man. That kid just hanging out, man. I'm talking about literally hanging the fuck out, man. You ever seen somebody like this, man? You ever seen this shit in your life, man?
What'd you say?
Oh, I said that you can stop it if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's just so I have a couple things here. So I've actually seen this firsthand. Not somebody bent over backwards like that, but you know, forwards. I've seen that a couple times just here in Vegas, where they basically are just, you know, they're looks like they're bent down, like touching their toes, but they don't move, right? Just like this dude. They're kind of like frozen, you know, in time, and it's really sad. But you know, from a muscular level, I just wonder, like, when this dude comes to later on, you know, like how bad is his like back hurting, you know?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, how does he even stay up like that?
It's crazy. It's almost like the nervous system just kind of, I don't even know, man. But my back hurts just looking at that.
That shit like eats inside of you.
It's bad. Fentanyl, yeah.
No, that's not fentanyl. That's Trank.
No, Trank, excuse me. Trank is basically like fentanyl taken to, like on steroids, essentially, right?
Yeah, but it like eats your skin from the inside. You
I know, I saw
crazy boils, but and you can't heal them, but you're still on crack, and you can't stop eating or having this shit eat your leg.
Yeah, your skin goes necrotic. Yeah, it's disgusting. It reminds me of that stuff that they were doing allegedly in Russia years ago. It was like, I forgot what the name of it was. Had something to do with alligators, is what they were calling it. But they had some kind of drug, right, where they would inject it, and the injection site would go necrotic like within hours. I can't think of the name of it, but it reminds me of that.
Awful.
In any case, it's sad.
Which one's this?
So this is one of the ones that I brought up. Like, oh, this dude's funny. This guy's just interviewing another dude. Here, check it out.
What's the last thing that made you cry?
Pepper spray.
What's your favorite book?
Rocky 3.
Do you like Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift? I love that dude. You know, I actually met him once, you heard, in Brooklyn like a year ago at a beef patty store.
What's your dream car?
Mario Kart.
It's a me.
Luigi with the squeegee.
Best advice you've ever given someone?
Yo, my boy Mike, he's a janitor, but his house is dirty. So I told him he should work from home, you heard?
That's sound advice. What's your favorite Pokemon character?
LeBron James.
What's your favorite fast food restaurant?
I'm gonna have to go with McBurgundy's, you heard? That's when you get McDonald's fries, you mix it with a Wendy's burger, but you go eat at Burger King, you heard, because they cleaner.
It's like a Bermuda Triangle.
Exactly. Now you thinking, we on the same page.
I'm finally getting there.
How many books can a man read in one day without no eyes?
Are you dating?
Nah, I'm playing the saxophone, you heard? Of course I'm dating.
What's the best part about dating in 2024?
Free food. Equality.
What's the worst part about dating in 2024?
I hate when I go out on a date and it goes great, but the next day, my wife found out about it.
Hey, when that happens.
That shit is fake, yo.
I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
Shit is fake as hell.
It looks like somebody edited it together. Like,
Yeah, but he's also on a blue screen or a green screen.
who cares? I just think it's funny.
The guy's acting. Speaking of that, did you see the CNN article or the news report of the guy escaping from jail?
No.
CNN was doing a report of like an empty jail in Syria, right?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah,
With the lady laying down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a different one. It's the same lady though. She said she was taking shrapnel once, but they go in and like the place is really fucking clean, dude. You know, the building is clean, not like a fucking prison would be over there.
Yeah.
And like everybody, there's nobody in the building, nobody at all, right? It's already cleared out because they're letting the press come in. And then suddenly they find a locked door.
Oh, great Odin's raven.
They cut the camera because they wouldn't let you watch the army guy, whoever he was, shoot the lock off. So then it comes back on and they're like in this room and they're like, is that a person? What is that? What is that blanket on the floor? Is it moving? What is going on? But the acting is so fucking terrible. And there's just this dude and like the guy pulls the blanket up and he's like, oh, I haven't had food or water for 4 or 5 days. And his nails are manicured. He's got a nice beard and shit.
Yep.
And they go outside in the sun and he's all like, oh, like, you know what I mean? They fake the whole fucking thing. And
I know.
CNN puts it on TV to play it off like it's real.
I can't believe you did this to me. You read my news.
I know, as if they hadn't lost enough credibility already. How could we further destroy our credibility? Oh, let's stage this.
It's so obviously fake.
Yeah.
It's not even a good fake.
Well, there's one with the girl lying on the ground too. Hey, like there was, like she was saying there were like live rounds and we're under siege or something. I don't know.
I believe it's the same reporter.
It probably is. It's the same girl. And people were joking that like she should win an award for, best acting of the year or something because it's clearly fake. And
see, if you would actually watch The Wire in season 5, and it's kind of based off a true story because the dude who wrote The Wire, who also wrote Homicide, the TV show Homicide.
Yeah.
He used to be a reporter, the crime reporter at the Baltimore Sun for years, right? That was his main job. So one of the storylines in season 5 of The Wire is one of these reporters. He makes things up. You know what I mean? It's like he went to opening day for the Orioles and he couldn't find anyone to talk to because he's a fucking JO. So he comes back and he's like, oh, it was a kid who was skipping school, but he was in a wheelchair because he was hit by a car and he's got no family. And he wouldn't let me take his picture because he didn't want his foster family to find out. But he said, I love baseball. When I was a little kid, I want to grow up to be whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
And his lies get worse and worse. But another part of the subplot is the cops, for whatever reason, are making up a fake serial killer. So this dude, they call him and they fake, the one cop fakes being the serial killer. And then he pretends that he talks to him again. And then eventually the cop's like, yeah, he only talked to him once because it was me. But anyway, so the main part, I didn't mean to get off track. But anyway, he fabricates stories is the main principle. And it's based on a true guy at the Baltimore Sun. And even when they found out that he had lied about it, because it was up for like a Pulitzer, they didn't say anything because they'd rather get the Pulitzer Prize than report the accurate news.
Welcome to our world,
Yeah.
where getting awards is more important than actually giving the actual news or telling the
Like
truth.
in the TV show, like he made up, like you should put this clip on eventually. I'll send it to you. It's from The Wire, and like when they question him, and he's like, "It's in my notes. It's all in my notes," and he throws his notebook down.
It's in my notes, Gus. Everything that happened, everything that guy said when I got to him. Every last word is in my notes!
And they eventually check his notebook, and he's got no fucking notes.
It's just blank pages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but that CNN clip clearly looks staged to me. I'm
So
not an
fucking
expert, but it looks fake. At least in this case, I'm sorry if you didn't find the video funny. I just thought it was funny.
Well, yeah, that was funny at first, the first show, but then I realized it was fake, and I thought you thought it was real.
Yeah,
so
but who cares? He's talking about
all right,
going
well,
to
yeah, now I get it.
McBurger World or whatever. That's where you get food at, or you get fries at McDonald's and you get a burger from Wendy's, but you go eat at Burger King. I don't know. That's just funny to me.
Speaking of that, have you been back to that chicken spot at all since I left?
No, that place is a bomb though. Yeah. I have. I haven't been back there in a while, but
They built one probably a little bit longer than the walk to that old one from me.
so they have them in Philly?
Well, yeah, outside of Philly, they just built
Oh,
one.
nice.
And the thing's busy all the fucking time. It's got a drive-through,
Yep.
but it's got a double drive-through because it's so busy.
I believe it. That the one we went to is super busy, and it's not even in a nice area of town, and it's always busy.
Yeah, the college was right there.
College is there, yeah. You got UNLV is close by.
But they also opened up an Arby's like a month ago. Well, maybe like 2 months ago, and I stopped to get it like a month ago just because I haven't had Arby's in fucking forever. It was a
I don't know
bad
if I've
decision.
ever eaten at Arby's.
It's like it's a shitty Roy Rogers.
I know the advertisements. We have the meats, of course,
Yeah,
but
I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't worth. I'm good. I'll probably never have to go there for another 10 years.
Yeah, I don't usually eat a whole lot of fast food. We do have I have an In-N-Out burger that's like right by my house, and everybody out here always raves about In-N-Out burger. It's okay. I feel like it's
not that special.
It's like massively overrated if you're asking me.
All right.
Like, and I do eat there, because again, it's so convenient for me to just stop there on my way home from work or whatever. And, that place is always jam packed too.
I've got a Burger King caddy corner for my building.
I would prefer Burger King to In-N-Out burger, but that's just me.
Yeah, BK's the shit.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with me.
Forever, so it's never really that busy. But the Cane's chicken, packed.
That place is fire.
Arby's, because it's new, packed. And the Chick-fil-A is always busy as shit.
Chick-fil-A's good too.
But they have the double drive-through thing, and they even got a person out there. So you don't have to go up the thing and do whatever. They're sitting there with a fucking iPad.
Yeah.
And go up to all the cars. And they got
That's what they do with this In-N-Out burger right by my house. There's always a person standing outside with a
it's like Sonic,
tablet.
but they got a Sonic around here too somewhere.
I don't even remember the last time I've eaten at Sonic. It's got to be probably a long time.
When I used to visit Michelle in Philly and I lived in Panther, if you come down Route 31 into Flemington and get on 202 that way, there is a Sonic right in there on 31, but right before the Flemington Circle.
Yeah, I don't see them too often nowadays, but maybe that's just where I'm at. I don't know.
So speaking of my kids, I took this note down, right? One of the kids in class, I was walking them from our class back to a different class because it was the one I was working, kind of like pulls kids out, does like special math, and then we bring them back. You know what I mean? And we have different kids at different times.
Mm-hmm.
And this kid's he's like Baba Booey, and I'm like, what did you just say? And he's like, and he kept saying Baba Booey. I'm like, what? I'm like, you saying Baba Booey? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, what do you know about Howard Stern, kid? And he's like, what? He had no idea what I was talking about.
All right, leave. Goodbye. Goodbye, Baba Booey.
Goodbye, Wolf.
Okay.
Baba Booey. Baba Booey.
He was just saying it.
Well, I had said it to Michelle, and I'm like, I don't know where he got it from. He's too young to know Howard.
Right. Probably
And
too young to listen to Howard too, even when Howard
Right.
was awesome.
Even if he did, and Howard's all soft, I bet they don't even do the Baba Booey thing like they used to. You
No,
know what I
I
mean?
don't.
So now every time I see the kid, he's like Baba Booey, and I'm like Baba Booey, you know.
Yeah.
But so Michelle
Like
sent
your
me-
little call sign with him.
yeah, it's funny as hell. But I guess Michelle had mentioned something to the girls that she's with because they're all like in the same field working with kids.
Uh-huh.
And there's like some stupid cartoon called like Baba Bluey.
Oh.
So, and it's like 5 years old, so somewhere in there. So she's like, it's probably that. He's probably going like blah blah Bluey or something. But I'm like, I don't care. It's Baba Booey.
Yeah, no, it's still funny. You might as well just run with it.
I got some awesome kids, yeah. Some of the kids, I got some things going on with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think that's great. Trying to build rapport with them, you know.
Yeah, I love those kids. What else I got for you? What do you have for me? What's this?
This is just cool. Check this
Oh,
out.
I've seen these. Yeah,
Have
I
you saw this?
Yeah, play
Have
it.
you saw this?
Yeah, this is really cool.
We don't really need the sound. That's just wild. Like just made out of toys? That's crazy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's really fucking cool.
Yeah. Just goes to show you like your eyes, like how they can easily play tricks on you, you know?
Yeah, but even like think of the person who thought of that. You know what I mean? How long they were like walking back and forth, like, nah.
Oh,
nah.
definitely.
You know what I mean? They probably did it all damn day.
Definitely. I would say that classifies as art for sure. Super
Yeah, that's
inventive.
really cool. What else you got?
This is just also I just found it interesting. It's board shoe racing. You see this?
Oh yeah, I used to do this shit in gym class.
You did? I never seen
you
this
had
before in my life. It's neat
You
though.
had strings.
No strings.
Yeah, well, same concept.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we do have something similar. Well,
You-
check this out. These
it's
dudes
like-
are gonna race.
It's teamwork. Oh, we didn't do this. It was like go across the fucking gym.
That's pretty cool, I think.
There's a commercial, and it's a girl running on a treadmill, but she has like a 15-pound weight in her hand, and she's like this. And then it clips to like someone else doing a really weird workout with a machine. And then another really weird workout with a machine, but then it goes to the girl, and she's running next to a bobsled. So it makes sense why she's training hunched over. Or
Oh,
holding
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it sure does.
You know, like one of the guys shot a bow and arrow, so then you see like the movement of them using the machine differently.
Yeah. So I got one more. This is just another video that I just thought was neat. Lately, people have been asking AI to like how was like Egypt built? You know, how did they build the pyramids? Things like that. You know, and answer the question in like a form of a video. So AI has been creating some of these interesting videos, whether you believe it or not. It's up to you guys. I just thought it was cool.
Oh, I like that. Well, that doesn't make any sense.
That block placement? No, it doesn't.
Yeah, the giant makes more sense than the block placement does.
Yeah. Well, again, it's AI, so.
Yeah.
There's other ones too.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's other ones too. I just think they're neat. And
Have you
all
seen
of
the
them
one with,
depict. What's that?
Have you seen the one with Trump and Jill Biden fight?
Yeah. I think you sent that to me the other day, or I sent it to you, or something like that.
Did you see Mitch McConnell today? He had another one of those. He fell and hit his head, right? So he's got a fucking thing around his head.
Yeah.
And they ask him a question, and he's, lost in fucking space.
Yeah. I think he's been lost in
He's
space
weird.
way before it hit his head.
He's big time. Joe Biden doesn't know what the hell's going on. I mean, whatever. He shouldn't be making these old people with these conditions. It's obvious.
Yeah.
And how those that be are so concerned about staying in power that they'll push an old person. What's that say about the people who are like, at least he's our old person? You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Well, we've been talking about that for months now, before like
I
the
know,
mainstream, even
but now
woke
it's
up to it.
McConnell, so it's the closest thing you're going to get to a Biden on the right to
Yeah.
compare. You know what I mean?
I think what they did to Joe was terrible.
And remember Dianne Feinstein? They're like, just say yes in her ear.
Yeah, it's terrible what they did to him. Not that, I think Joe's a great person, but still, it's messed up.
Well, the thing is, well, I guess a lot of it is that when Joe wasn't doing that, he was still like, I'm fucking president, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What else I got for you? Oh, I was gonna watch I watched the Human Action podcast today, and that's my dude Bob Murphy, and he mentions, because that movie Wicked came out recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the different version of the Wizard of Oz or whatever the hell it is. So like everybody knows the movie The Wizard of Oz, and then there was like a play before that and like a book before that, right? Something like that.
Okay.
In the original, her slippers were actually silver, but in the movie they made them red, or the show, the stage, they made them red, whatever. But if you there's an and he didn't really get into the whole argument. Basically, he said that if you read The Wizard of Oz with this understanding, that the yellow brick road is gold, and her shoes are silver, and because they used to have a gold and silver standard at the same time, and Oz is just an imaginary dude behind the fucking thing because he's the Federal Reserve. You know what I mean?
The fiat currency guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess if you look at the original script or the original book or whatever it was, it can be compared to the monetary policy of the time.
There's all kinds of things like that. I saw another one using the Wizard of Oz with something similar. It was I don't remember the exact details, but it was something along those lines. Didn't have as much to do with economics, but I think in the same aspect, the yellow brick road did represent gold, and then you're following gold to this sham of a person who winds up to be the wizard.
Right.
I don't know, something like that.
Well, that's what they're saying, is that when the guy, I can't remember, I should have written the guy's name down. Whoever fucking wrote the book, The Wizard of Oz, like that was his intent. Maybe.
Maybe, right. Or you can interpret it that way.
A couple more things for you. Let me see if you can guess this. What is the longest peace treaty between two countries that's still going on right now? I'll give you that hint.
Longest peace treaty between two countries.
It's not just peace. Um, it establishes a treaty of perpetual friendship, unions, and alliances between the two seafaring states. It's the oldest enduring treaty in effect to this day. So when did it start? And who were the two countries? I gave you enough hints.
It started when, in the 200s?
No, like I said, I gave you enough hints.
Oh, heard. I don't know, man. That's tough, especially like putting me on the spot right now. It's probably.
I never would have guessed it either.
Well, you said seafaring, right?
Yeah. And old.
And
So
old.
think about that.
So that makes me think
And
like
it's
Middle
still,
East.
it's still going on today.
Yeah, Middle East, Europe. Shit. I don't know. I'm just gonna
It's in the treaty is the Anglo-Portuguese Treaty of 1373.
Okay.
King Edward III of England and King Ferdinand I and Queen Leonor of Portugal. So they've never gone to war with each other. It doesn't mean they're going to back each other up and shit.
Yeah, it just means that they have a non-aggression pact.
Yeah, we're cool. We trade.
Yeah.
You know,
that's not, just to clarify. That's between England and Portugal. You said
England and Portugal. Yeah, we marry our kids off between each other, do all that good shit.
Yeah. Interesting.
Interesting fact, huh?
13, almost 700 years, right?
Yeah.
Or 650 or something like that. That's pretty good.
What else did I have
Too
for
bad we
you?
don't have more of that.
Because I was going to get into Syria, but ended up not doing it. Um, do you know why we use the word guerrilla for guerrilla fighters?
No, like guerrilla warfare.
Yeah, guerrilla warfare.
Yeah,
You know why
like
we call them?
GUERILLI.
Yeah, you know why we call them? You
Yeah.
know why we call them that?
No.
So in during Napoleon's day, right? He had France's back, and then he tried to take over France, and yada yada yada, right? So when he was actually beefing with France, but still had like he teamed up with France to go into Portugal, right? And then he got pushed out, and then he like wanted to put his brother in charge of Spain or something. Anyway, he ends up going to war with Spain. He's trying to conquer it, but there's a bunch of guerrilla warfare, guerrilla fighters there. It's a famous resistance, right? It's called the Peninsula War, and it's part of Napoleon's campaigns. But La Guerrero means little war in Spanish, in Spanish. So between 1808 and 1812, during this war, El Guerrero turned into guerrilla now. So it
Interesting.
actually means little war because they were fighting little partisan wars
Yeah,
all
that's
over Spain.
interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
obviously the practice isn't old. Just the name, just the name is relatively new because the
oh yeah,
practice is
no,
old.
they've been doing
Obviously.
it longer than that. But we call them guerrillas. I have the book right here, Max Boot, Guerrilla Warfare. But I
No,
had to
it's
do a
interesting.
paper. I had to do a paper on it in grad school.
Well, I mean, obviously, George Washington did something very similar to guerrilla
Yeah.
warfare. And I'm sure he wasn't the first to do it.
Here's another fun fact for you because I was into the Napoleon kick the other night. Napoleon lost more men when he invaded Russia in the summertime than he did in all the winter fighting.
Really?
Yeah, they all got sick and shit.
Like just disease?
Yeah,
Like,
no food. Yeah,
wow. How do you
he
invade
lost.
a country with no food? Like, were you?
I don't remember all the exact details of that. I just remember that part. That
I
because
guess it's
he's
possible. Maybe the Russians took out his storage.
yeah, but it's famous for well, there's a lot to it. He was like double marching them all the time, and he was keeping ahead of the food chains, and he ran his army like an interesting way. But and the Russians kept moving. But yeah, so he lost more men in the summer of whatever year it was than he did in the winter because everyone's like, oh, you don't invade Russia in the winter. You
Right.
don't. But he lost all his men on the way in.
Well, that's interesting. 'Cause, yeah, I never would have guessed that.
And the other fun thing I had for you, did you ever hear of in your computer learning days? Did you ever hear of Stuxnet?
I'm sorry.
In your computer days, right? You took some computer classes.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear of Stuxnet?
Stuxted?
Net.
Stuck.
Stuxnet.
No.
Oh, you never heard of this? Okay, cool. I originally learned about this in grad school. Actually, I had took a cyber warfare class. Um, so that was in 2016. Stuxnet was in right just before that. Oh, it was Bush started it and passed it on to Obama. So basically, Stuxnet is this. No one's taking claim for it, but hypothetically, it's us behind the doors, and it was a program by us and the Mossad, and
This can't be good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
they infected. They basically infected the Iranians' computers and centrifuges that spin to separate uranium and shit
Mm-hmm.
to slowly cause them to spin faster without reporting it to the machine
Right.
to trick them into blowing up.
Right.
But the way this is how I don't understand hacking at all, right? I don't fucking get it. This shit makes no sense. I don't understand how computers work. I don't know how we're talking to each other right now. I don't get all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that I was watching about cybercrime, it's like think of every line of code as like a brick wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every line of code is correct. You can't fuck with. But every once in a while, there's a line of code that you can fuck with, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they're called. You ever hear the word 0 day?
Yes.
Okay, so you know how 0 days because the manufacturer of the program has had 0 days to know about the problem. So you have that many
Yeah.
days to take advantage of it, right?
Yeah.
So this was a 0 day into another 0 day to another 0 day to another 0 day,
Oh wow.
right? And it worked like in the Iranian system, you can't get into it, right? It's not like internet. It's their
It's a
system.
closed circuit. Yeah, a closed
Yeah,
system.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they had to like put it on somehow it got onto a hard drive, connected in, and then once it's in, it doesn't do anything until it finds what it needs to find. And
Yeah.
then it doesn't do anything until it finds that other hole. You know what I mean? So it takes time, and every new computer gets into and eventually gets passed into the fucking thing. Um, and they got caught.
I wonder how they even got it in the first place.
I don't remember the exact details, but it had to do with a thumb drive. And
I
then
mean, they
once
must have had somebody like on site or something like that where they.
or somehow got
Yeah.
it into one computer because it was a big. They got in charge. They got control of like 52% of all the centrifuges before they found out. And then they brought in like a compute. They brought in their computer people, and they hunted the worm back to the fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert, so I'm not really sure how else they would have done it. But like, like since it's a closed circuit, internet related wise, that would be like if you had 5 computers at your house, right? They're all connected to each other, so you can move
Mhm.
things back and forth between all 5 of them, but you can't access the internet. Like you can't.
Right. So someone had to plug into their thing.
Yes. So the only way for me to infiltrate, at least as far as I know, your system would be for me to either show up at your house, have somebody I know show up and either, yeah, put like a thumb
And plug
drive.
it in. Yeah,
Yeah. So
or
somebody had to be in on it.
yeah, of course. So they got it in through their sources somehow. But I mean, here's a good story for you how dumb governments are. When our government officials in America first started emailing each other constantly, right?
Mhm.
And they had to type out the email and it'd be like .gov.
Yeah.
If they made a mistake and hit like .govv or goo or any combination of those fucked up letters, Chinese assets had those domains, and you would send the email right to that.
To China.
Yeah,
No kidding.
you know what I mean?
Well, you remember when, because obviously that was kind of our time frame where I think we are in middle school or maybe, early high school when the internet first exploded, right?
Yeah,
And then you had people like because the corporations and stuff they hadn't caught on yet, right? So you had somebody that would create Walmart.com and they could put whatever on their site or they could put nothing on it. But now
yeah.
they own this website. So what would happen is Walmart would actually have to now pay, unless they wanted to create something different. They could do, Walmart.net or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, that's why you see like the real people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's kind of shisty, but on the other hand, it's really kind of smart. Like, we probably should have maybe created websites back then, Target.com, Walmart.com, whatever. And then
I
you force these companies essentially to buy their name from you.
it's funny we talked about Howard because I remember Artie talking about that. Like when he first got famous, someone had Artie Lang, right? You guys
Yeah.
got Artie Lang?
Yeah.
Somebody had his name and he had to like either buy it or change it.
Or like you said, you put the real in
The
front of it or
real,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah. And then of course there's
That's all
people
over,
that,
yeah, that's all over Facebook. I mean, there's like people that pretend to be not the Facebook and Twitter. It's like not the real Jerome Powell.
yeah,
That's
not
all.
Elon Musk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not Elon Musk.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I think those people that do that, like not Elon Musk or Elon Musk, and then there's like parody in parentheses. They're obviously trying to avoid, being sued or lawsuits for, like
Right.
false impersonation or whatever. So they're telling you right in the title, like I'm not Elon Musk. I'm,
Oh, here we
just
go.
doing a comic channel or whatever with his name.
Let me get back to my my cyber hacking story. So take 0 days, right?
Hmm.
And you can take the 0 day and sell it back to the company. You can sell it to America. There are legitimate websites funded by the US that if you can get a 0 day into like a list of this shit, you can get like millions of dollars. It's all you can Google
Yeah.
that shit and find it if you want. And
So
then there's like all these other 0 days that are like zero. It's had 10 days or 100 days or 30 days or whatever, and they still haven't fixed it. So it can be get into whatever the loophole is. You do your loophole thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I thought that was crazy. So like you can just you can like either you blackmail people or you could just sell it to the highest bidder. They'll just pay you for it.
Yeah. Well, what you're talking about is ransomware, and that's where you hack into.
No, 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 no. You don't have to hack in. You found the loop. You found it. So instead of selling it to the government who can backdoor you or backdooring you and extorting you, I found the hole in your system. Here it is. Give me money.
Yeah, that's ransomware. So if you
But
have access,
you're not. Well,
I
it's
don't.
you're not
I'm
holding,
either misunderstanding what you're saying.
you're not holding them ransom. You happen to find it, and then you can sell it to the highest bidder.
Okay. Again, it sounds like a form of ransomware to me, essentially. Like, even if you're not holding I don't know, maybe it's called something
Yeah, but
else.
you're
I
not
don't
like
know.
locking them out of the computer. It's not like give me $10,000, I'll erase your
Yeah,
information.
you're right. I don't
Yeah,
know.
like
Um,
if you find if imagine you find a 0 day in like Windows. You
yeah,
know what I mean? How much would that fucking be worth?
yeah, yeah, of course. So I mean, just to add on to your story a little bit, and my memory's a little hazy on this because it's been some years since I took a
The
lot of these
memory's a little
courses.
hazy, Cassius.
My history's a little hazy, Cassius. But shouldn't the barbarians lose the Battle of Carthage?
Yes, sire. Forgive me, sire.
Oh,
I
I
rather
learned
like
about that.
surprises.
I actually watched that battle today on Kings and Generals, the Battle of Zarma.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it had to do with elephants, which is funny because they like routed the elephants. It was weird. But yeah, I just kept thinking Zarma and that. Anyway, go ahead.
So, yeah, one of the things that like some of these big corporations will do, right, is when they want to test their own security, their own systems,
Mhm.
is they'll hire a hacking team, and they usually hire like several different ones, for obvious reasons. Um, and they have what's called like white hats, right? So white hats, like that means that you give the hacker the information. Here's the login name, here's the password. Go on there and see if you can find something wrong with our system. And obviously, we'll pay you, whether by the hour or however it works. Then you have what's called black hats, right? So for this team, we don't give you the username, the password, nothing. Hack into our system. And then they have like purple hats and blue hats and red hats. And to be honest with you, I forget what they all do, but they all kind of work like in conjunction. So, okay, the white hat team that had the information was able to find this. The black
Right.
hat team was not able to find shit, or they were able to establish a backdoor by doing this. Um,
Right. I think the difference in that, I'll send you the video because it was really interesting.
Mhm.
Is I know what a black hat is. I saw the movie. So they're
Okay.
like the black hats are like fucking like they're hackers. You know what
They
I mean?
are. Yeah, no information, nothing, hack
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
a black
think
hat.
what these 0 days are, they're not a hack. They are a mistake in the coding, right? Is that what it is? I don't
So
understand.
0 day means that you find an issue, right?
Right.
That has never been found before. That
Correct.
is now, so 0 day is basically as soon as you find that issue, boom.
They're like it's not firewall. That's why your video games get fucking upgrades all the time because they put them out and they fix all the 0 days.
Yeah.
So you found an error that you can manipulate that the company hasn't found.
Yes. And it's going to take them some time to fix it, right? Because again, they just found out about it. It was not known prior.
Right, but to find that, you have to like, if I understand this correctly, because you're a computer dude. If I was one of those people, I'm like, I'm looking at ones and zeros, right? I'm like scrolling through
Uh-huh.
code after line of code after line of code after line of code, looking for an error that I can, you know,
Yeah.
thousands upon thousands of pages of code. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, if I remember my class, correctly, 0 day just means that you found an issue that was
Well, you
never
found it
realized
first.
before.
But what's important about not finding it first is what it gives you access to. You can call it fucking peanut butter for all I care.
Well, at that point, right? Say you're a solo hacker and you discover, an issue, right? So
Yeah.
you're the only one that knows about it. So if you don't want to tell anybody about it and you want to exploit it or whatever, then that 0 day is going to get worse. Like
Yeah,
let's say you wanted to exploit it.
you can do whatever you want with it.
Essentially, yeah.
Put it on the internet and give it to everybody.
Essentially, yes. So yeah, like remember Sony PlayStation, remember the PlayStation Network like years back? It was probably like 10
Yeah,
years ago now.
that was also an attack from a 0 day.
Yes. So the reason it took them 3 days to restore PlayStation Network is because they didn't know what the hell was wrong.
Yeah, there was another couple of examples. I can't remember them now, but like I remember when you listed them off. There was a couple of other outages, big time 0 day hacks.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think TD Bank had one. It's all you got to think like the end. He compared it to the end of Fight Club. They found a hack into the fucking computer and they can erase credit.
Oh, the credit card company
So
or
you
whatever.
can get
Yeah.
a 0 day into like Visa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or some shit like that.
Some of those dudes are really good, man, like way beyond me. And most of the top people probably work for some type of government or other organization.
Yeah. Or they're made to work for the government or whatever.
Yeah.
But that is a field of battle,
Yeah.
cyberspace.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Information is power. There's a channel I watch occasionally. These guys do some funny stuff. You know how you get the solicitors on the phone.
Yeah.
They'll call you and ask to fix your Apple computer or help you, even whatever it is, whatever they're trying to sell you. Really, they're just trying to get your bank information so they could steal your money, right? Well, there's a dude that will intentionally call these places and he plays stupid. He'll act like an old person. I think there's a couple of these channels that go around. Anyway, in order for these people to access your PC, and again, he's just kind of playing dumb. They'll be like, "Oh, well, we need, your bank account information to be able to fix this." And he'll be like, "Oh, okay, I forgot my password." So while that's happening, while they're linked to his computer, because they're actually the ones that are moving his mouse around. You've probably had that happen, right?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, where somebody accesses your computer remotely. So in order for them to do that, they have to because it goes both ways. So once you open that door, not only are you on somebody else's computer, but if they know what they're doing, they can access yours as well. So what this dude will do is he'll play stupid with them for like 10 minutes. And then, when it gets towards the end, he'll be like, "Oh, by the way, yeah, not giving you my bank account information. And I deleted all of your shit." And they're all like, "What?" Like, "I deleted all of your files, every single one of them." And of course, sometimes he hacks the camera so you can actually see
Yeah, I've
them.
seen that.
This shit's fun.
The guy who made the glitter bombs for package thief for
Yeah.
port thieves.
Yes.
Then, and speaking of the scam, I watched a guy. Apparently, this is the new scam. Is that they'll call you and say there's something wrong with your account, and you have to go buy a bunch of fucking gift cards. You go buy like Target gift cards. You buy like 10 of them, and then you read the number to them or some shit. But that's the scam. Apparently, people are falling for it.
It's mostly older folks, I think.
But they scam you enough to make you get up, drive your ass to Target, go in, buy a bunch of fucking cards. Like the one lady got saved because the guy, the bank manager, like came up to her or some shit. That was the report.
Yeah. I mean, I've had there was a small time frame where I was working for in tech support, right?
Mhm.
For an Apple subsidiary. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that, but I don't really give a shit.
Apple.
So yeah, fuck Apple. So anyway, there's one call in particular I took from this older guy. He was really nice. He was obviously clearly an old man, as I could tell over the phone, just from listening to him.
Right.
And at one point he had, he said, "Hey, I've been hacked, blah 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 blah." I said, "Okay," so we pull up his computer and he reproduces what happened. I said, "You haven't been hacked. This is just pop-upware, popware." And he said, "Oh, well, some guy called me the other day and he told me he was going to fix it, if I gave him my my bank account information." I said, "Well, did you give it to him?" He said, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, Jesus." I mean, like, why would that be relevant? Again, even for an old person, like, I feel bad for this dude, but common sense would dictate, like, why would my bank information correlate with these pop-up things that keep showing up on my screen?
I don't know. Because sometimes people can get took, man.
Yeah, it happens a lot. And if it didn't,
I
these
know.
people wouldn't do that, you know?
I just don't get it. But I mean, I did. I mean, when I was selling loans, I had to call people up. I didn't know that shit sucks.
Yeah.
That shit sucked. The money was nice, but fucking selling loans blows my ass. That's just not me.
Yeah. In any case, I mean, you know, there's some shitty people out there, you know, and I think it's important to try to ask yourself logic and common sense questions sometimes.
Well,
Like,
they're
does this
old,
make
man.
sense
I
to
mean,
me?
shit. Look at the fucking president of the United States. They could probably get his bank account right now, bro.
Oh,
So,
whole
if the
100%.
right,
Yeah.
if the right dude called, he could get the nuclear fucking codes right now from Biden.
Yeah,
Would you let
100%.
Biden stay on the phone?
Yeah.
He'd probably like, Mitch, give me your codes too. This guy needs the new codes.
Yeah. Joe, in order for that pardon to go through, I'm gonna need your bank account information. Thank you.
Speaking of that, do you see the guy he pardoned with the 47,000 pictures of little kids on his computer?
No, but why are we pardoning pedos?
Well, I don't know. Hold on a second. The picture of the guy is Chinese. He's a Chinese national, I think. But he spent like 8 years at SMU,
Okay.
and they caught him with like 47,000 pictures. So he's obviously like selling. No one has 47,000 pictures.
47,000.
And it's a really weird number. You know what I mean? Like it's something that like he doesn't seem like he's like a broker as opposed to a
Yeah. Sounds like he's in the business.
yeah.
Yeah. Who would have 47,000, pictures? And I'm assuming there's video included too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This is just
I'm
47,000.
just assuming. That's a
You can
lot.
look it up.
And that means that he has that on his hard drive. It's not like he'd be like, "Oh, I accidentally clicked on it," And even still,
Right,
what?
but
You accidentally clicked on child porn 47,000 times?
He
Come on.
might be. I mean, if you look at him, to me, he looks probably like he's a connected spy-ish type dude. And they got him, and they arrested him, and now it's time to do a favor and let this guy get out.
Yeah, there you go. So
Do
forget the
everything.
January Sixers, but we'll pardon pedos all day. That's cool.
The
Kind of
well,
tells you
apparently
what
they're
you
gonna
need
try
to
to get
know
into
right
that
there.
when Trump gets in there. That'd be good because a lot of those guys got fucking played, dude.
I know. There's been a lot of information surfacing on it recently. Like
There's
now
a-
they're finally admitting they had feds on the ground. Did you see that?
Yeah, but they didn't say. They said informants.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
FBI informants, whatever. Your people, whether they were directly employed by you or whatever, it doesn't matter. They were involved with you guys in some type of way, and you had those people on the ground.
and that's all they know of. But yeah, I was gonna say yeah. The thing with Joe Biden is the dude looks like a spy to me.
He probably is. I don't know. I don't know the details of that.
I mean, it's not like one of the ways to get at people that you want. If you want, say you're a dirty company, right? And you're a clean congressman, and I'm a dirtbag, and you won't play ball with me. You know what I mean? Oops! You just got pinched for 47,000 pictures on your fucking
Yeah.
computer.
Well, again, were they there to begin with, or did you put them there?
I'm gonna say that's what I'm saying. They probably it's possible for that like they
Yeah.
put them on there.
Well, Tucker was saying that, and again, like once they're on your device, it's really hard for you to argue like how they got there. Like I could say I don't watch this stuff. I didn't even know it was there, but would you believe me?
Right, but that's never really happened to anybody. All these guys get locked up, and and you forget about them. It's
Yeah.
over. You know what I mean? They're like, "Oh, it's a pedo. See you later."
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think there's probably some people, you probably former, powerful people that maybe went down for P, and they're not actually P's. Maybe
They got beat. Yeah, like
maybe
they
the
look like-
organizations didn't like what they were doing, saying, and that's how they
You-
punish them.
Well, you need an example, right? Like, why would you believe me if I was blackmailing you? I'm like, dude, they're gonna find something on your computer if you don't play ball with me. You're gonna be
Yeah.
like, fuck you, and I'll be like, look at so and so, and look at so and so. You think those guys got down like that? But what are they in jail for?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, how would you even defend that?
or it's like, oh, I'm an Israeli asset, and it's like, okay, this is your mother's address, and here's your sister's address, and this is where she goes to work, and I know she stops to get a bagel every day.
Yeah. Well, again, I think me and you, because we're familiar with how the deep state works, a little bit. They're very similar to like mafia tactics.
It
You know,
is. They are. It's a bunch of fucking families
it's what it is, really. I mean,
struggling
you
for
know,
power.
yeah. I think you made an example, a while back in one of our older episodes about like, you're either going to pay me for protection or we're going to come and smash your windows and smash your store up every other day,
Yeah.
which is going to cost you money. Probably more money and time
Oh,
than it's.
you had a problem with the bill? Fuck you, pay me.
But now the guy's got to come up with Paulie's money every week, no matter what. Business bad? Fuck you, pay me. Oh, you had a fire? Fuck you, pay me. Place got hit by lightning, huh? Fuck you, pay me.
Let's see if I have anything else for you.
So yeah, we do have one more thing, unless you have something else in your notes.
One more. Because I was thinking about. So do you consider yourself a? Would you say you were a Christian? Like, would ISIS kill you?
No, I'm not a Christian. No,
So they let you live? You think?
I don't know. What is their creed?
Well, hypothetically, they
Like,
want
does
to
ISIS kill Christians?
whoever they are that kill Christians, right?
Uh huh.
Will you be like, oh, I'm an atheist?
No, I'm not that either.
You'd
We've
be like,
talked.
I believe in I believe in the Roman gods.
So what? Again, we kind of talked about this before. So I don't really identify as anything. I don't have a formal religion. I love Jesus. I believe in Jesus. I follow Jesus's teachings to the best of my ability. But most people would say I'm more of a Gnostic, which is kind of like
Oh yeah,
inner
yeah, that's right. That's right.
spiritual. Like we can all. I don't know. I don't want to get into the whole thing, but yeah,
Yeah,
because again,
you're-
I don't really identify with anything.
you recognize a higher power.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
there's a creator for
I
sure.
remember. I remember.
I don't think it's Jehovah slash Yahweh from the
Yeah.
Bible. That's my take. But I do believe that something created this.
Nothing is expanding. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Nothing is nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing. That's the definition of nothing.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. What is your what's your take on that?
I guess if
Are you religious? If so, what religion?
I believe in a higher spirit. I call it a God. I say God, but I'm not like parting the Red Sea or rising again after 3 days and all that. I don't know.
So would you say that you're a Christian?
I would say that my morals go with with Christian Western moral, Ten Commandment type shit.
Sure.
Natural laws of for man.
Sure. Again, because I'm such a big fan of Jesus, obviously I
Right.
have a lot of similarities with Christianity as well, but I
Yeah.
don't particularly identify as a Christian.
Don't rob people. Don't fuck people over. And
Yeah.
again, when it goes back to economics, like if you do what is best for you personally, whatever you, as long as you do what's personally best for you. And I'm not talking about economic decisions, because what might make you happy is giving all your money away
Right.
or giving. You know what I mean? So long as you achieve the goal you're trying to achieve, and it all just fucking works, it all just goes into the river.
Sure.
Because without other people producing, yeah, I don't want to get into it all again, but yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I think what you said like about gods. I think there's one God with a capital G. Now, is that a being or a consciousness or a frequency? I don't know. If we're in a simulation right now, it could be some dude sitting in a computer desk before he has to go to work or
we could
school.
be a fish tank.
We could be. We could be in a computer right now. I have no idea.
I mean, they need to know the world is bigger than that. Still a rookie.
Wow.
I don't think we are, but it's possible.
There's an awesome YouTube channel, and I forget the name of it, but it has to do with he makes terrariums, big ass fucking terrariums, right? And so he went out, the one I follow, because he goes a bunch of chapters. He goes out and he gets all this shit, he puts it in a terrarium, and he slowly introduces insects to it. and then he puts some lizards in there, and then sometimes things he didn't know were even in there come out because he puts this, like, he put a big stump
Hmm.
and
So
then
there
it had
might be
some
something
water.
living in the stump. Yeah.
Yeah, so like next thing you know, there's like 8 different companies of ants, and the ants go to war and shit, and he follows them all. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
interesting.
it's just interesting how he puts, and he just makes like these 30-minute videos like once a month or whatever of what's going on in the terrarium.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. um. Yeah.
Just wrap it up time.
Unless you want to cover this immigration stuff.
Oh yeah. Let me. What videos do we have left?
I don't know. You shared a couple. Let me try to pull them up real quick.
Oh, Michelle's not even coming home now.
Oh, you got the whole place to yourself for tonight?
Yeah, I'll just go walk the dog one more time, and I'm golden.
There you go. Party time with the dog and the cats. How many
Yeah,
cats you have? One?
I put on PlayStation and watch fucking economic nonsense.
There you
Well,
go.
actually, I'm still in Napoleon. Go
Oh,
ahead.
there you go. Let me run
Oh,
this.
this guy. Yeah, play this.
People say, oh, there's no evidence. Joe Biden, there's no evidence that he's done anything wrong.
Yeah,
what would you say to that?
What I would say to them is I'd start with the fact that when he left the vice presidency, he was hired by the University of Pennsylvania at a salary of $1 million a year to preside over the Biden Institute for Global Engagement. Never taught a class, never showed up on campus. And then it turned out that program was funded with $54 million of anonymous donations from China.
From China?
So, and he hired among his staff the future Secretary of State Blinken and 9 other people on the payroll of that institute who are now on the national security team. So China funded a farm team, essentially, for the Biden administration. And the president of the United States was on the payroll of China for 4 years and made several $1 million from it. When he left the Senate, his net worth was $29,000, which means he was either honest or dumb. Now, when he entered the presidency, his net worth was over $10 million. And all of that came from bribery.
People say, oh.
Well, he was dirty in Ukraine with Burisma.
I don't know, but this all makes total sense. It's not just Biden. There's a lot of politicians that do a lot of similar things,
Again,
and not
like
just with China, but many countries.
The Joe Biden Institute thing, it's like one of those things, like when I was at American University and I would go down to K Street for class, and we go to all these different think tanks. So that thing was basically a think tank that no one went to, and all the people that left the Obama administration, like Blinken and those 9 people, all just got paid from there and farmed and worked until the next administration, and it kept going with the same shit. As soon as they got back in, they pushed back into Ukraine, right? Because Trump didn't want to do it, and they sent the weapons, and then Trump wanted to get out of Syria, and they delayed him and said they couldn't do it or whatever. He wanted out of whatever the fuck. And now that he's about to come back in, like, look what happened in Syria. They just fucking, it's all changing now. Assad's out of power.
Yeah, straight up collapsed. It's awful.
And they're giving, like, they're openly giving more money to aid and shit to Ukraine. Like, I think it's wild that the outgoing administration, it's like how people can't see there's literally 2 different power sections working against each other right now. And these guys are trying to fuck it up to blame these guys coming in so they can go back to fucking it up later.
Yeah. Did you see the meme with Trump and the fire extinguisher? And
No.
There's a meme with Trump trying to put out the campfire with a fire extinguisher, and then there's a Joe Biden's on the other side with a lighter and like some shit trying to keep the fire going. And like I think in the fire it says like World War III or something like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Like, again, I don't think a lot of people maybe want to know or just don't know or whatever it is. But how can you look at this stuff and not see the obvious? Like,
I don't know.
It's so obvious.
It, like, on some of the other shows that I watch, like, they say like normies and shit. I'm like, yeah, other people are just kind of normies. They just don't believe it yet.
Well, I think they're NPCs, as you said in the past. But I feel like we're all in. Do you ever see the movie? What is it, Free Guy or whatever?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's kind of creative. But
Dream lover, come rescue me.
Don't have a good day, have a great day.
Love that song.
That's a new one.
All right.
But Ryan Reynolds' character, right, in the film, like he
Yeah.
obviously wakes up and he's like, "Wait, what the hell's going on here? This is weird." You know, when he gets the glasses and stuff.
Yeah.
But the rest of the NPCs were still asleep. Now, I don't think Ryan Reynolds. I don't think that there's only obviously there's a lot of us are awake to what's going on, but not
Yeah.
enough of us yet.
Yeah, well, I think more and more are coming around.
Oh, 100%. People waking up every day. I think, there's a lot of things, especially over the last few years, like diseases and stuff that have certainly contributed to that, where
Yeah,
people
well,
are now
that's
saying
a
like,
lot.
yo, what the fuck? You know?
Oh, speaking of pardons, he wants to pardon Fauci for anything he fucking did.
Yeah. Pretty sure that dude's a murderer.
Lying fucking cocksucker. He's like the bag man for chemical warfare.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd definitely be one of the main villains if this was a movie, for sure.
It's funny. The guy who did the Lex Freeman podcast today, I started watching it before. I marked his book down. It's the what happened. It's basically what happened to the Nazi billionaires.
What happened
And,
to them?
well, it's Audi, BMW, Porsche were some of them, but there's like others too. I didn't get that deep into it. I saw what it was about, made a note of the book, and I watched like 15, 20 minutes of it. Because it's long. I'll save it for like a car ride.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, maybe if you find anything interesting, obviously, please share it.
Oh, of course.
So,
But,
yeah, I don't know why I said immigration earlier, but maybe this is what I was
Oh
referring
yeah,
to.
this is how Poland defends its borders.
It's a pretty good idea. What's that?
So Poland doesn't fuck around, dude.
No, this is wonderful. What a great idea. It's a non-lethal, way to get people to back off.
See that dude shooting a slingshot back at the soldiers?
I did, yeah.
Or border guards or whatever.
Yeah, come on, bro. Stop.
There's a clip. All right, hold this one for a second.
Heard.
There's a clip of a Polish statesman, and he's giving an interview, and he's like arguing with debating whatever with somebody else, and they're like, well, how many refugees have you taken in, like trying to be like, we've taken in so many, and he's like, none, and he's like, we're proud of it, and we're not taking any. He's like, that's a good thing for us.
Yeah, again, go ahead.
But that was Poland's also got a much different history than we do, you know what I mean? Poland been taken over a million times. They were powerful once, and then in the last 100 years, they weren't even a country a bunch of times. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I get them, and they see what's happening in the rest of Europe.
Yeah. Well, that's why I keep telling people, because again, like the people that live here just think they're the immigration issues here. So, but it's not. It's all through Europe, even Japan. In some of the Asian countries, I don't know about South Korea, but Japan certainly, also has this immigration issue. So, like, how is this not coordinated?
Well, think about it. Like, it's not like the powers that be who are starting all these wars and doing all this shit haven't realized like the unintended consequences of war that maybe they're taking advantage of. Like, it displaces a shitload of people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure.
You know what I mean?
Well,
so how many people does Syria alone displace?
Yeah. Well, and again, like I have obviously no issue taking immigrants in, but we have a limit, whatever the legal limit is. I don't know the numbers, but
the numbers are gonna fucking.
But whatever it is, where we don't affect the economy negatively, and it lets X amount of people in as refugees, I have no problem with that, But I do have a problem with taking in millions upon millions upon millions, and then when we have like Americans that really need help, like people in North Carolina from the hurricane, they get $750, and meanwhile you're giving money to these immigrants, busing them in here,
Oh, there
flying them in
is.
here. That's so fucked up on so many levels. Like that is not your job at all. Your job is to take care of American people, and you're clearly failing at that. And not only are you failing at taking care of Americans, but you're giving all of this extra money to Ukraine, to Israel, to, the refugees. That's ridiculous. It's
All right.
fucking ridiculous.
No, I feel you. 7.2 people have been displaced in the Syrian civil war.
7.2
Million.
million?
Yeah.
Wow. That's sad, man.
Um,
What everything that's happening in Syria right now is sad. It's really sad.
What were you just saying?
I was talking about
Oh, yeah. Not the. What were you saying?
I was talking about immigration. About how you're letting all these people in, we're giving all this
Oh,
money away, and
yeah,
our
the
American
law,
citizens
the law, the
are
law.
clawing at the bottom of the barrel here.
They're trying to, like even the law that didn't pass that they blame the Republicans on, right before the election in 2023.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, or early 2024 when they're like, oh, they didn't support this fucking bill, this border bill.
Oh yeah, because they put all the Ukraine money in it.
Yeah, well,
That
whatever.
one?
But the border bill itself was like, it was these new rules, but they kick in after 5,000 people come through a day, right? So after you let 5,000 people in,
A
then
day?
you stop. Yeah, something fucking ridiculous. Like it made no fucking sense at all.
I'm just doing the math in my head real quick. That's a lot of fucking people, like for a month.
Maybe it was 2,000, but it was whatever. It might have been 2,000, but no, because it's all the borders, right?
I don't know. That sounds like a lot, but I don't really know the specifics, so I don't know.
Anyway, you can look it up. It's
Did
something
you
dumb.
did you see and again, so like obviously I was very opposed to Trump's border wall back in 2015, 2016. I'm still not quite sold on it. But did you see that Biden is trying to auction off the materials? Like,
Yeah.
dude, what a douchebag move. Just fucking leave. Like you're leaving in a month and now you're going to sell the border wall materials? Just leave them there.
Well, what's funny is that they also did that in the very beginning. They were selling off because they were using it as propaganda in the beginning. Like,
Yeah.
look, we're selling off Trump's wall that he never built. And then in 2023, they bought more material to build the wall that they had sold because then Biden wanted to build wall. And now they're selling wall again.
Just such a douche move, It doesn't even matter. Even if the wall doesn't get built or not, why would you do that a month before you're about to leave office? It really makes you come off as petty, immature, childish.
No, it's like not childish. It's beyond that. Like pardons
It is
are
beyond that. Yeah.
pardons are pardons. I mean, some of these are obviously fucking questionable, but I guess you go back down the line, they probably don't get as bad. I'm sure it gets worse every single year.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like pardons aren't something that we haven't done before. So let's ignore that argument. But the other shit, just the money to Ukraine alone, or like not trying to like they're purposely poking the bear before their shift is over. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, yeah,
It's so purposeful. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's like a really good example. Like like if you're at work or whatever and my boss just yelled at me and I'm so mad that I'm going to trash the break room before I leave my shift today so that you have to come in later and clean it up even though you didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's like you know that someone blew up the bathroom and lit off a cherry bomb in there and you're trying to hide it till the next guy comes in so you can run out.
Yeah.
And be like, "Oh shit."
It's a straight douche move, that's for
clean up
sure.
all the shit in the bathroom that's all over the walls.
Yeah.
And some whacked out shit.
Yeah, just ruin it for everybody else. So yeah, it's fucking stupid.
All right, any more? Oh yeah, bring up that.
This I saw a little something about this, or I think I read a snippet real quick, but I don't really know what happened here.
All right, well I gotta piss, so take a break.
We'll find you, Hannah. We'll find you. We'll bring you home.
So the premise for this story, I don't know if this video explains it.
We'll let it play, and if it doesn't, we'll jump in.
Okay.
Like as a person?
Oh, she's the kindest heart, and everything about her was just beautiful,
The family of the woman missing from Maui, Hana Kobayashi, has released a statement saying she has been found safe. Eyewitness News has learned the family has spoken to her. They released no other details except to ask for privacy while they heal and process what the family has gone through. Kobayashi went missing for weeks after police say she intentionally missed a connecting flight at LAX. Police later said video showed Kobayashi crossing the border from the U.S. into Mexico alone.
We'll find you, Hannah. We'll find you. We'll bring you.
So maybe I should let you explain.
Was it over?
That was it, yeah.
Oh. So
Did you send me the wrong video? We can cut this out.
no, I mean, like, you can just probably add a better video in.
Okay.
Because, or leave this now out of video, and then because it's my understanding that the dad, she went to party and like didn't answer the phone, didn't tell anybody what she was doing, and then the dad went nuts, but whacked himself out, and then she comes back, and all she was doing was not answering the phone. She like disappeared, like didn't care that her family would know.
So she disappeared for a couple days, weeks, whatever, to party.
Uh-huh.
Didn't respond to any of the phone calls, text messages, anything, and her father
No.
shot himself?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's awful.
Yeah, that's my understanding of the thing.
That's terrible. I can only imagine the guilt she must feel now for not
Oh
responding.
yeah, imagine the trauma she's going through. First, that's fucked up that she even did that. Like, I don't know. I mean, there's nights that I forgot to call my mom. She get mad as hell, but
Yeah, one night, 2 nights, whatever, but
I can't imagine not calling my fam.
yeah.
For, you know what I mean? Like, I'm supposed to be on a plane, and like, even now I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? If I was gone for a couple of days, but like someone would know I was gone. I was supposed to be on a plane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like
really bizarre.
when I was a kid, or pretty much whenever I lived at home, she wanted to know so she wouldn't wait up for me.
Yeah,
So I know,
I think it was different though because obviously we didn't have cell phones at the ready in our pocket, and even if we
I
did,
was
our parents
thinking,
probably
like,
didn't at the time.
yeah, but I'm even saying like we had phones in early 2000s. We at least had text
Yeah.
messages and shit.
Well,
So
like when we were back in high school and stuff, like everybody had pagers if you had one.
yeah, but I'm
Nobody
talking
really.
even when I was like 22, 23, but I still lived at home.
Yeah.
I would if I wasn't coming home, I would just text I would call my mom and say I'm not coming home, so she would
Yeah.
lock the door and not be worried if someone was coming in at night.
I mean, how old is this girl? I'm assuming she's at least 18, right?
Oh, I don't know. Go click on the video.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to say. I don't know.
Go bring it up. Go back. Does it say where did I get it from?
Colin Rugg.
All right, go click
I
on
follow
Colin
him.
Rugg. See what this motherfucker's saying.
He just says, yeah, woman who went missing a month ago found safe just weeks after her father killed himself because of her disappearance.
Well, is there any follow up?
I mean, there's comments.
Oh.
But I don't see anything that's like mentioning her age. I'm sure we can look it up, but yeah, that's really unfortunate. Obviously for her and her family and everybody involved. It's just bizarre, Like again, like you said, why wouldn't you just respond? Especially nowadays, it's so easy. Like back in the day in the early 20s, your mom probably didn't have a phone. You probably had to call your house phone and like actually talk to your mom and be like, "Hey, I'm such and such. I'll be home. Blah 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 blah." But nowadays, all you have to do is just, "Hey, I'm good. I'm in such and such. I'll call you when I get home."
Yeah, she purposefully chose not to reach out to her family, didn't care how they would feel. Like she went and had a good fucking time. Apparently.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's
And
just
then
weird.
she comes back like, ha, it's okay. Sorry I didn't call you. I was with Becky the whole fucking time.
Yeah, why didn't you just say that?
Oh, sorry. Now that you're home, where's dad? Well, he thought you fucking got kidnapped by the cartel.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no communication. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Cartels are some wild shit too. That's a whole different fucking conversation.
True. We can save that one for next time.
I got the Soul Train shirt on today.
Oh yeah. I follow your boy now.
Which one?
Thomas.
Oh, his accounts.
Yeah.
I think it's not him. He's old. He's like super old.
I know. I think somebody runs it for him, but yeah. But they post like a lot of his quotes and things that he
Mhm.
said in the past. And yeah, I like him. I agree
Mm.
with almost everything that I think I've seen him say.
Do you follow Zero Hedge?
No.
You follow Zero Hedge?
Zero Hedge?
Yeah.
Is that like
And
another like libertarian type?
no, well, it has a lot to do with money, like banking and shit. But yeah, you'll be interested in some of it.
I thought like the corruption and shit. Yeah, I'm interested
Yeah,
in that stuff.
they point shit out. They're on it. The guy's name is Tyler Durden.
Right there. So that's
Um,
a Fight Club reference for those of you who might not have gotten that.
you don't have to do that. If they don't get it. They don't get it. That's not my fault. Or you can pop it up on the screen.
Fair.
Um, what was I gonna say? Do you follow? Who else is good? What do you know about Bitcoin? You fuck with Bitcoin?
I don't know a lot about cryptocurrency.
Oh shit about it.
I'm hearing like Bitcoin is like the wave of the future. At least for the free man banking, but I don't know.
I don't know. Something I don't get about
I
it.
don't know enough about it.
I
I
do
be honest with
know.
you, I don't even understand how it actually works.
Neither do I, but I know that it's going up.
It
And it's
is.
been going up. Like but I don't know if how you can make that like a reserve currency. You know what I mean? Like everyone's got dollars, so somehow you need to switch dollars to something
Well,
else.
you'll turn your dollars in for Bitcoin
Yeah,
essentially.
but is the government going to turn its debt into Bitcoin? Like how do we switch without like a fucking fumble?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like because hypothetically, right now, you need to use dollars to get Bitcoin,
Yeah.
and then if you want to pay your taxes, you got to sell some Bitcoin and pay your taxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know how that's going to work.
Even if other countries start taking Bitcoin, right? You still need to cash in all your shit to get Bitcoin.
Right.
And until you can start selling all your shit in Bitcoin, you're not going to start using fucking Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, it's not something you can just
My house is worth 300 grand, right? And I put all my money into Bitcoin. Does my house just turn into Bitcoin?
Yeah, I think ultimately we'll get to a stage if Bitcoin is the wave of the future, we'll get to a point where you just buy everything with Bitcoin. How we
Right.
get there,
How do you switch? I don't get how you would
I
switch
don't
to.
know. I don't know enough about it really to talk
Like
about it.
Argentina's changed their money like 6 times in the last 50 years.
I also saw that Argentina's debt free for the first time. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
true.
I was watching some of that shit today. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. I know he combined a lot of departments, in Fuego, but he combined some.
Afuera.
They've had the surplus for the first time and whatever. Um, but I haven't seen like I was trying to get into the negatives about it. I know there's going to be some fucking hiccups. Because everybody who was dependent on whatever income from the state is no longer getting necessarily what they were getting before, if anything at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think can me and you both agree that we need some drastic change in many of these systems? Like
I think,
specifically our currency system?
well, of course, if government controls the money, we'll never be free.
Right. So
Um,
I,
but
I I
in the
guess what I'm
meantime,
go
sorry, go
ahead.
ahead. No,
I
you
was
go.
I was gonna say that like because we need drastic changes in so many different areas, I think there's gonna be some hiccups in the beginning. What those hiccups are, I don't know. Maybe somebody smarter can come along and try to break those down and maybe how we can avoid those. But I feel like, there's gonna be some bumpy road ahead until we figure it out.
Yeah, well, you have to think about it like this: you've got to cut $2 trillion right off the top just to break even,
Hmm.
right? Hypothetically. Um, so if I'm not where you get the math, but you don't start crushing people until you start fucking with Social Security and like Medicare and pensions and shit.
Well, maybe they should leave some of that alone for now. Again,
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know enough about it, but
Yeah, you can't just cut it off. That's not right. But
yeah,
they fucked it up by printing money. They fucking murdered Social Security.
yeah.
From the beginning, it was over. As soon as they printed $1 extra, they killed Social Security.
Yeah, again, I don't know enough about it, but obviously we'll see what Elon and Vivek do with Doge, cutting out some of the departments and the dead weight, a lot of the dead weight.
A lot of again, what a lot of people understand is like when you gotta like healthcare is a big one, right? Yes, we need healthcare, right? Healthcare is important, but it doesn't mean just because I don't think that healthcare is a human right because it's not a human right because you do not have the right to another man's labor.
Yes.
So once you understand that concept and understand the concept that we still need it, you can build from there. But if you keep calling healthcare a right, then you think it's right to no matter what take from somebody else to do what you want to do with the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You still have to take from someone at the end of the day, and that's not right. So
Yeah.
until you get over that hump and realize that when working together and how working together in a free market is better for everyone, and it'll bring down prices. And yes, there'll be better and worse healthcare, but it's like that in every fucking thing.
Yeah.
It'll bring the problem is too much regulation in healthcare. And the ones who make the regulation, oh, we talked about this last time. I don't want to get back into it. We literally talked about that in the last show.
Yeah, I think obviously if we're gonna plan to do these massive changes here, with Doge, with a lot of
Yeah.
the team that Trump has assembled, I think ultimately it all sounds great on paper, but yeah, there's gonna be some rocks, along the way, and
There's
and
some
maybe some of those programs, like you said, like Social Security is a good example. Maybe we shouldn't touch those for now. Maybe
yeah.
we should try to solve the other issues around it and then deal with Social Security later.
Social Security needs an exit, not a
Whatever it is, but like you said, you can't just cut it off. So
and
I
then
don't
you
know.
get
We'll see what they do.
you
This isn't
get
my
Medicare and Medicaid by loosening fucking restrictions and opening up competition and stop getting all these stupid fees and tests and let the prices come down.
yeah. Well, again, business is not my forte, so I'm just going to leave this up to the businessmen, and we'll see what happens.
Well, with Trump's new people, you see they're trying to give Tulsi a hard time to get in.
I saw that.
Like,
Trying to call her a traitor and like a Russian
it's
asset, and it's
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
And she was a fucking Democrat, so this is nonsense.
Yeah.
She spoke out. They shunned her. She left. You're beat. But if you look at the past votes on people the last time administrations have come in, it's there's a lot of Republicans that are still warmongers in high positions in the legislative that
Mhm.
are going to make it harder for Trump to get his people in.
Yeah. Did you see there was a
Believe
it
it or
was
not, I'm
a
not saying if you like the person or not. Just hypothetically, no matter who it is, they're going to get it. They're going to get a hiccup.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm saying hiccup, but yeah, there's no reason they should get a problem with Tulsi. But
I love Tulsi. I would have
and
voted for
compared
her.
to the other people that fucking Biden's had in there, or Obama's had in there, or Bush had in there, Bush's daddy had in there, fuck out of here.
Well, it doesn't matter. The point of the matter is this: whatever we're doing, whatever we've been doing since I've been on this planet, it doesn't.
Doing it
It's
wrong.
not working. It's not working for me. It's not working for a lot of the people that I know. I don't think it's working for the majority of Americans. So we can continue to, go down this path, it's basically insanity, right? Repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, or we can change it. So I'd rather take my chances and change it and see what happens.
That's what Argentina did.
Yeah, why not? Because whatever we're doing, it's not working. So
Well, it's too much government, man. It's too much wasted money.
yeah, I
Look at
agree.
them. Like, there's so many things that the state could handle. Like again, simple Department of Education. There's no teachers in that.
Yeah, it's all the
A whole
administrative
bunch of fucking
positions.
people who tell other people what to do and then do paperwork.
Yeah,
The amount of administrators, not teachers, not helpers, not whatever the shit that I do.
yeah.
The amount of administrators has increased, and it's not like the ones in the classrooms. It's paper pushers. It's school board people. It's
Yeah.
the administrations today.
I like to look at him as like a chef, right? So if you're a teacher, you're a cook, a chef, whatever you want to call it. So you're making a stew. How many people do you need standing around you advising you on what to do?
I'm a chef. Nobody.
Exactly. Just let the teachers teach.
Yeah,
You know?
like again, like kids in Iowa don't need to know the same shit as kids in Florida.
Sure.
You know, you have different lives. Like your state knows, your people know, your county knows, whatever.
Sure. Yeah, I
You
don't
just
want to
don't
get it back into all of that, but
you don't need another layer of people telling you what to do.
no, it's too many. There's too many bosses, and we don't need all
Too many
that.
Chiefs, not enough Indians.
Yeah, I have 6 different bosses right now.
And here's something else, Bob. I have 8 different bosses right now.
I beg your pardon?
8 bosses.
8?
8, Bob.
I say that to the kids. I say when they're all doing like their work, and I'm like, you guys putting covers in your TPS reports?
Let me tell you something about TPS Reports.
Oh, right on, my friend. You got anything else for today?
Nah, man. I think we're good.
All right.
I guess I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching.
I gotta say like and stuff earlier. I always forget to do that because maybe someone who just watches it in the beginning, I just say, "Would you hit the like button, please?" And they'll hit it instead of waiting to the very end. But if you waited to the end, we love you. You're our favorite people. If you actually waited to this part, we love you. The rest of you, you'll never see this, so suck my ass.
Phil, let me ask you a real quick question here. How much time would you say you spend each week dealing with these TPS reports?